Over and Under the Pond by Kate Messner, with art by Silas Neal. Over the pond we slide, splashing through lily pads, sweeping through the reeds. The water's a mirror reflecting the sky, sunshine, clouds, then shadows below. What's down there, I ask. Under the pond, Mom says. Under the pond is a whole hidden world of minnows and crayfish and bullfrogs. We're paddling over them now. Over the pond we skim past tall rushes. Whirligig beetles loop and whirl, skaters on a warm summer surface. Under the pond, minnows dart through waving forests of grass, while a brook trout lurches ready to lunge. Over the pond, we lift and dip and pull past a row of painted turtles on a waterlogged tree. 1, 2, 3. They slip off and away. Splash, gurgle, sploosh under the pond. Over the pond, cattails rustle and shush in the wind. Listen close. Cucklaree! Red-winged blackbirds race by. One has grass for her nest. Under the pond, a caddisfly larva builds a home of her own, a secret shelter of pebbles and sand. Over the pond, the shadows of trees lean out from the shore. We coast under a low-hanging branch. A moose looks up with a mouthful of water lilies. We've interrupted his lunch. Under the pond, beavers dive deep. They pump with powerful tails and rise to the surface with delectable roots from the mud. Over the pond, the wind gives us a push and stirs the light dappled leaves on shore. There, on a branch, a new goldfinch teeters, ready to fly. Under the pond, tadpoles are changing, learning to hop. They're losing tails, growing legs, growing up. Over the pond, there at the shore, tall and silent and still, a great blue heron stares down into the deep. It tenses. Take one long-legged step and strikes. It catches a wiggling quicksilver minnow from where it was hiding under the pond. Over the pond we drift, heads tipped up to the sun. A woodpecker clings to a teetering pine, digging for ants. Under the pond, an otter claws for fresh water mussels. Over the pond, a sleepy dragonfly lands for a rest. His spindly legs tickle my knee. Under the pond, a dragonfly larva watches what swims by. They catch minnows in monster-fast jaws. Over the pond, the shadows stretch. Ospreys circle on quiet wings. Raccoons and mink stalk the shoreline for supper. Under the pond, with a flip of a tail, a crayfish disappears into the dark. Over the pond, we head for home. We slide, swish, bump right up onto shore, and a far-off loon calls, "Good night." The sky turns from sunset to dusk to dark. Night settles over the pond. The prowling crayfish and drowsy turtles, the scuttling crayfish and tadpoles turned frog, wading herons and stalking raccoons. And the world hidden under the pond. The end.